All right.
Hey, yo, the music's... Why is the music... Oh, hey, yo, it's 5, man. Hey, Connor, go get Austin. I need him here right now. Do his...
Austin,
we're
Austin,
starting.
do your
radio voice right now.
What?
Your voice.
Oh,
when we practice. Do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats, fasten your seatbelts, and start your radios.
All right, guys. So we're on TV and everything too, right?
Just don't tell us what you're doing, please.
Yeah.
Hey, get ready. Fasten your seatbelts.
About the TV.
You know where you are. You know where you're about to step into.
Are we about to start?
You tell them.
No, we're not. We're not on TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have entered the pit. Politically incorrect. True.
How about you?
Yeah, it's about to go down. All right. Awesome.
We're back.
We are back in the pit.
Episode 6.
Episode 6. Today, our guest is Brandon Carter. Brandon.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys doing?
Good,
man.
Appreciate you coming through like this.
Yeah, no. Happy to be on.
Oh, yeah. Real quick, just let the people know what you're about. Fill in any plugs you want.
All right. I'm Brandon Carter. I am a filmmaker. I have videos on YouTube, Carter Cinema, Twitter Carter Cinema, and Facebook Carter Cinema. That's about it.
Yeah, you guys gotta go check him out.
Good guy.
Pretty cool videos too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of After Effects. I love it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I was talking to Brandon the other day. I don't know what we were doing. It was like a meeting for one of the films that I was gonna be in, and you were there because
Yeah, my sister is in it. And,
that's right.
She was
Yes.
my ride, so.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you were
we were
obligated.
Yeah, we were talking, and I was like, or actually, he mentioned the pit, and I was like, oh man, that's cool. Thanks for listening and stuff. And he was interested. Were you the one that was interested in coming on, or was?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. He was asking me if he could come, or if there was any opportunities like that. And I was like, yeah, dude, we'd love to freaking have you.
Tell your friends to tell their friends.
Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah. So
where are you from, man?
Portales.
Portales, born and raised. Okay.
Born and raised.
Two
Like
Portalians.
walking distance from here.
Dang.
Don't forget about our sound engineer. Our
Oh
producer.
yes. In the studio today with us is Michael Pointer. Michael, say what's up.
What's up?
Man of very few words.
Very few words.
Gets the job done.
He does. Very efficient. We had about the intro today. We had a little problem. I kind of messed up. I didn't rewind the song all the way, and then Mixlr had a little bit of issues
That's why we can't have nice
doing
things.
it. Yeah, that's why. Yeah. Anyways,
your two hosts for today are going to be myself, Rick Ornelas. I was about to say your name. That's
You're
pretty
about to-
weird. My name is Austin Patterson. No, but Rick Ornelas. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Instagram is Ricky Ornelas. Facebook is Rick Ornelas. And then, the Snapchat that everyone's laughing is Thickness915. Get me on that
thickness
All
915.
right.
one. Yeah. It's memorable as a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
How about yourself, Austin? What do you got, huh?
My name is Rick Ornell. No, I'm just kidding. My name is Austin
He's
Patterson.
been drinking.
No,
he hasn't.
You can find me at everything Austin Patterson usually. I mean, there's some variations like Instagram. I think it's Austin Patterson 85. I think that's my football number.
Is
here?
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently.
You can
Yes,
also find him at his home address of... we don't...
Oh. Yeah, actually, if you have any business inquiries,
Inquires.
email me at imnewproductions.com. That is where you really want to reach me.
Get a hold of this man now.
I Am New Productions is my newly founded company where we produce videos, and
If you got a talent, come see this man.
it's gonna be something big someday, right?
One day.
No.
Eventually.
Maybe.
I think it's eventually. It's a matter of time.
Big.
It's already a thing, so you just have to make it a big thing.
Yeah, I guess it is a thing.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. That's good. That's it for our introductions.
So
I
let's
guess we'll
just-
go to Today in History.
Today in history. It's a very interesting day in history, to be exact.
Oh, wait. We forgot somebody. Connor Gaskins. Connor, why don't you introduce yourself for us? Oh, he's not here?
Yeah.
Oh, darn.
I was waiting for him to say something. Nothing happened.
Dang, Connor's not here. Wow,
Letting
dude.
us down. What? No.
Is he listening to us right now? Because if he was, I would like to tell him something.
He's at work.
You're a fruitcake.
Extra fruit. So, like I was saying, today in history, a lot of things happened. Interesting things. In 1931, on this day, Al Capone goes to jail for tax evasion. Kind of a big thing, in those
Tax
times.
evasion?
Tax evasion.
That's it?
They didn't even get him on anything else.
None of the murders? Those didn't count?
Nope, nothing. Just, tax evasion.
None of the blackmailing?
None of that, none of the murder, none of the, bootlegging of liquor. And then in 1973, OPEC was created. And it's kind of a big deal for anyone who's in the oil industry, Slavey, anyone from Aztec. That's the Middle East, the embargo and stuff on oil. So that happened. Another, for your sports enthusiasts out there, in 1989, earthquake hits San Francisco during the '89 World Series. Did a 30 for 30 for this one, so I guess it's kind of a ordeal.
Worst earthquake in 82 years.
6.9 on the Richter scale.
$10 billion in damage.
Where do they get that money from? You ever thought about that?
Where did they get that number from?
Yeah, like the guesstimation.
What do you think, Brandon?
I think it's from. I think they get the number from the amount of money they actually spent repairing or like giving out to businesses for repairs.
So not like an estimate of like, oh, that car is damaged. It's probably around.
Maybe
It makes
just
more sense the
insurance.
way you said it, because I was thinking of like they just look at cars and be like, oh, that's probably $30.
Could have been an insurance claim like on the part of the city.
True.
$10 billion.
Do states have insurance or cities? City insurance, like where they just cover like things, like buildings. Oh, this building fell down.
Only thing I think of is like banks with
Yeah.
FDIC.
Like they do. Like my dad was a probation officer, and like they have like state life insurance plans. Like
Really?
state vehicles are insured through like a state plan.
Wow.
Okay.
That the government pays for through all of that. So it's kind
Interesting.
of they do have insurances.
Taxpayers'
It's-
money going
yeah.
to work.
Well, that's a good thing.
Hey, I'm all for that. That and new roads, man.
yeah.
Especially here in Portales.
Yeah,
If
we
you're
need-
listening,
I don't know if we
Portales.
spend our budget on roads here.
Yeah,
I don't think that's
they're used to dirt roads, so anything concrete at this point, I think, is an upgrade. They're in the modern era at that point.
Anything happening on 2nd Street has been under construction for the last like 8 years since I started high school.
Is that the main road?
Yeah.
That main one?
That thing just it pisses me off. I'm sorry, I had to say it.
It's kind of weird.
What's going on? Like, I understand, things take time. They really do. But how much time is a road need to be worked on to be fixed?
Yeah.
Forever in Portales is what's going on.
Yeah, forever.
At least 8 years right now.
At least. Oh, we're still doing minor touch-ups.
Just got to fill in that pothole that was created by the amount of traffic
Yeah.
diverted to the next road.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then after this road, you have to fix the next road that they just got damaged. So
I actually almost fell on my wheel the other day.
your will.
Yeah, my wheel. For those of you who don't know, I have like a Segway modified into one of the wheels, not both. So it's like one wheel of a Segway, and I just like straddle it and ride it. It's pretty cool.
He moves on that pretty quick.
Yeah, but I was driving on one of the roads, and the way they do roads here is basically they put a bunch of rocks in the road, and as cars drive over it, it packs them in, and then it becomes concrete eventually.
Yeah.
After about 8 years, right?
Yep.
8 years? I think the number is 8 around here. Their lucky number. But I think it's time to go into our first, little topic of the day.
Getting a little bit into it, a little
Yeah.
bit, not too much.
What's pushing you around, Mr. Patterson?
Okay, I'm starting. Okay, yeah. Well, what's pushing me around? I mean,
Pushing the buttons.
the thing that's kind of pushing me around. I mean, I couldn't really think of anything really good.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I kind of get annoyed with is the way people are using. So I'm a Trump supporter, but not in the way that usual Trump supporters are looked at.
He wants to build. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not the crazy fanatic that's going to be fighting people over stuff, I'm very logical in the way, and the reason I'm voting for him is because of specific policies that he's proposed. Now, whether these happen or not, if he doesn't follow through with them and he's the president, then, that's my bad. But, for now, the policies are what I'm voting on. So there was this recent thing that came up with the locker room talk, and it was basically Donald Trump said some very obscene, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Very-
do obscene things.
What is is that like just nasty?
Obscenity.
It's kind of
You-
disgusting.
yeah.
Kind of not.
Offensive to others.
Yeah, and this is definitely not locker room talk. I mean, actually, that could be
we've
debated.
we've been around.
Depending on what locker room
talk.
you're in.
Yeah, I've heard some interesting things, but we
Yeah.
don't talk about these things.
Actually, you know what? This is definitely locker room talk in
Definitely.
some of the locker rooms I've been in. But
Not specific.
that's more just like very football only guys, very
Masculine, testosterone-filled human beings.
Yeah, not necessarily. Yeah, just very. Yeah, just kind of the guys that you would typically see at colleges
Yeah,
that are in the football team. That are
definitely
kinda-
locker room talk. But
We're getting
besides
off
the
this
point,
subject.
Yeah, keep going, Austin.
The locker room talk, I wasn't really supposed to be about like that's how locker room talk is. It's more just the fact that I'm not voting for him based on a moral high ground in any sense of the word, morally at all.
I think
Like
you
that's
said-
been since the beginning. I've never his religious beliefs. I don't think
You said
they
that
have
early
any-
on too. That
Yeah.
you don't vote a man on his morals. You vote on what he's trying.
if
to
he
do.
was now Pence is a guy that I would vote for because of his moral background. And that's a different story. He's very, what's the word?
Expressive of his.
He's very in tune with the
His personal beliefs.
his
Yeah.
personal
Okay,
beliefs,
yeah, there we go.
and like his religion plays a strong role
You,
in his
you know
life.
what he stands for. You know what
You-
he's about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know who
yeah.
he is. It's
That's
not like
somebody I
Trump.
would vote for the moral backing.
I could vote for
Trump
Pence.
is not that guy.
Yeah.
Trump is strictly business, strictly.
You're fired.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm voting for him is because of his proposed ideas
Okay.
on not political matters, more just like
His
business,
political
business
views and-
views
yeah.
and stuff like that. So that's kind of what's pushing me around. How people are using that against the people that have been for Trump. They're using it as like, oh well, he said this, so you all
You
guys
are
are like that.
racist.
That's not what it's supposed to be. It's
You
not
grow
supposed to be
people.
like that. Yeah, it's supposed to be just. We don't care about his morals. We don't. For me, I don't care about any of the moral background in this election, except for Pence. He's the only one that's credible to me in this situation.
I could feel that.
I could argue Hillary's moral standing too, but
What
the reason
moral
I'm voting for
standing?
Trump is not for his morals. That's what I'm trying to get at. I've talked too long already. That's really. I wasn't supposed to get that deep into it.
What about you, sir?
Yeah.
What's pushing your buttons today?
Today, I'm actually having a really good day.
Oh, nice.
On a Monday, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like it might be running
I
cats
did
and
laundry. I
dogs.
listened to The Pit.
Yeah, he.
I mean, that's a productive day.
Yeah.
Alone.
No, I guess for me, no, I'm good.
You're nothing.
good.
I'm good. I guess just to add like on to what Austin said, like I appreciate that, like you're owning it. Like when if you said if Donald Trump doesn't hold up to like the things he's proposing, that's on you. Like that's taking accountability for it. Like you're owning your thing. That's a big thing I like about this show. Like what you guys say with like political incorrectness. I'm really against censorship. I think
Preach.
Yeah.
because I'm an artist and I think like
Yeah.
you can't. Everything's about intent. And that's where I think everything comes from. It's all about the way you mean a certain thing, why you're saying something, and so you have to own up what you're saying. And if you censor yourself, you're not really expressing yourself the way you are. And I appreciate. I'm not a fan of Trump. I'm not a fan of Hillary. But one thing I really do like is that he doesn't like censor himself, because then you know what he means.
Exactly.
In that sense, like I don't like him because of that, but I like that I know that because he didn't.
Yeah.
No holds bars.
Yeah.
It's just full bore all the time.
He's not working around. He's not being vague about what he's saying.
That's why a lot of people like him too. Is that people like to say he says what needs to be said.
It's also
Which-
polarizing for the other group
Yeah.
that doesn't like it, that side too.
And
that
it
I
works
think is-
both ways though.
Yeah.
Positive and negative.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
You like anything else in life, you always have your people who hate on you. Haters are a real thing, no matter what you're doing. But yeah, I like where you're coming from. Honestly, censorship, bad thing. You don't want to have a picture.
Yeah,
you
that
want
was
the full
good.
picture.
That was actually really good, Brandon.
I like it.
Cool. Glad.
Yeah. What's pushing me around? I'm just gonna kind of go off what we're talking about with these roads in Portales. Are the street names to these roads? Okay. I was born and
Back
raised
to the road.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I was born and raised in Albuquerque, where I don't want to say logical names, but like understandable names, like Sagittarius, constellations, famous people,
Yeah.
whatever. You come out here, it's like South Avenue East, and then you got South Avenue, South, and you're just like, hold on, and then you got half addresses, like 142 and a half.
That's true.
What does that mean? You live in a box?
Duplex.
I'm not
Duplex?
exactly.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you have more information on this. You've lived
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
If you have a person that has a half, it's usually because they live in like the same house as somebody, but it's split.
Ah.
See, the halves I've experienced, because that makes sense. That makes complete sense. It makes me feel like an idiot. But, with the house, the house I'm thinking about, they're like these little alley houses that you would think there's nothing in, and all of a sudden, like, there's this house.
A
That
little
people,
house.
yeah, half address. And
I feel you.
they never show up on Google Maps either. These street names and addresses rarely show up on Google Maps. Your friend's like,
I don't
oh,
think this address where we're at right now shows up on Google
yeah,
Maps.
where are we?
Did you use maps to get here?
No, I've been here before.
That's true. You have. Yeah.
I've been around. My best friend actually lives like down the street.
Oh,
or
really?
Lived down the street, and so I know this area.
Okay.
all right.
Oh, okay.
But back, the final thing to say about that is like, let's just change these names into something you can't get confused with.
I don't know. I mean, for me, I was very confused when I first got
That's
here.
what I'm talking about.
Very. But then, now that it's kind of grown on me, it's like A, B, C, D. Oh, wait, what's the next one? B. But then again,
Can
there
you
is,
imagine
like-
delivering mail here?
Or the pizza.
Yeah.
Like you just came back from one address that you thought was the exact same, but the other one's east, and you went to west, and you're like, hold on, this is the same road. But then you find out it was just one letter that changed you and got you all messed up.
Yeah,
Change these names, Portales. But yeah, that's what's pushing me
I
around.
feel you.
So I think it's the time, what everyone likes to hear for and listen to. What's on, the meat.
The meat.
What's on the plate for today?
The plate for today, we are going to be talking about... Was that my phone?
No, I think that was mine.
Okay, no worries.
Don't worry about it.
The thing we're being talking about today is all about movies, entertainment, and Hollywood. Basically, because Brandon's here and he's a video extraordinaire.
Hollywood, where the streets are made of gold.
Hey.
Yeah, so, I mean...
Fill us in. What does this mean to you guys being film majors and being... you're in the film industry, I would say. What does this
What's
mean?
like politically, I guess
Yeah.
that would be the question.
Yeah, I, as someone who's pretty liberally minded, this is a very liberal industry, and I'm aware of that, and it's never really affected me and like my ideas and the movies that I watch. But then I run into friends like Michael and Austin. I'm like, what? How much must this be for them to be in this industry and not be able to maybe tell the stories that they want to, or something along those lines? Is it? And it goes along with that censorship thing. It's like, but I want to talk about how conservative films are a very niche market. Like a lot of religious films,
Yeah.
it's a very specific type of movie aimed at a sole audience, and that's only in America, and it only earns a certain amount of money, and that's why they get made. That's why they get made with a certain budget,
Okay.
and that's why they're expected to make a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
And the reason for that, I think, is not entirely political. I think it's purely financial, which is even scarier.
So that means it's playing a bigger part.
Oh yeah, I think it is because, and I don't know this. I don't have a whole lot of facts to back this up, but the conservative religious American experience is such a specific audience, and film at this point in time is extremely global. You hear a lot about the global box office,
Yeah.
and that's where you get the billion-dollar earner movies, and a lot of those films are pretty, like, inoffensively made. Like Avengers, like it's kind of a mass appeal sort of thing,
Yeah.
and that's why they make that much money. Whereas like the conservative American audience, it's shrinking.
It's very much so. It's an older generation almost.
A lot
you
of-
could
and-
you could say. I mean,
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know.
definitely it is, because a lot of times nowadays, I mean, everything happens in steps, right? So I guess TV and movies in general were pretty conservative growing up through, I guess, I mean, all the way from the beginning of the film industry. In the, what is it, 1890? We learned in class,
That's
something
you
like
guys,
that. Yeah. So it started out pretty conservative. There's a lot of it was self-censored. Everything was self-censored, and I guess you could say it was kind of conservative, but I think there would be people that would have to argue that we're even way more conservative back then. It's like, oh, that's very non-conservative type stuff being filmed, but we would consider very conservative today.
I just feel like the back in the days were very, conservative outlook as a public, and
Yeah,
nationwide was very like, okay,
general,
black and white.
Exactly. There wasn't a whole lot of, I guess, how would you say it? It escalated slowly, the type, because now you get like our rating system. What is PG-13 today would definitely be like rated X back,
Most definitely.
like even 40 years ago.
So let me
or
ask you
something
guys
like
this question: when do you think the turning point was for the film industry or Hollywood as a whole? When did it start going from this like conservative outlook to this more liberal type of feel that we have today?
The expansion of audiences.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you look, one of the highest grossing franchises right now is Fast and Furious, and those are a multicultural
Very.
group of actors and
Yeah.
Very, actually,
places
yeah, now
that
that
they
you say
shoot
that.
in, and like the amount of money that they spend in different
Okay.
locations, and it's a very global film market that appeals to a wider variety of audiences. More people are going out to movies together from different races and ethnicities, and because America is kind of like a melting pot,
Yeah.
it's made that the more profitable decision.
Okay. So I get that. So as Hollywood went global, so did the whole industry. Became more liberalized. I think that's
Yeah.
I like that,
Uh,
liberalized.
And to a point, it's odd because I purely see it as a financial thing, which is really that's what got under my skin.
That's the
is-
world we live in.
Yeah,
Money.
is that certain artists aren't allowed to make the movies
Yeah.
that they want to make because of it. But how far have you gotten in film history, Austin?
We've gotten, what are we at?
Are you post World War II right now? Because this
We're
is
just finishing that. Yeah.
Okay,
We just
when you
finished that,
get
right?
to,
Is that
uh,
right, Michael? You're in that class.
Yeah.
when you get to like the French New Wave and like Jean-Luc Godard.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
right where we're at. We just read that chapter actually.
Yeah, whenever like the films from the United States were allowed to be brought to France and to Europe, that brought a wider audience for like globally, and I think that's where a lot of it started.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at American film before that, you have like D.W. Griffith, and it's like Birth of a Nation is about the rise of the Ku Klux Klan. That movie certainly wouldn't get made today.
Yeah,
you know?
no, definitely not.
Hell no.
Not even a little bit.
No, there'd be riots in the streets.
Was that a good film about
It
the
was
Ku
the
Klux Klan?
start of continuity editing.
Okay. Was it
Can you fill
like
me in?
four?
What is continuity?
It's like cutting, like my hand's moving here, you cut, but you see my hand go to pick
like
up my
different
okay,
angles
okay.
that match up seamlessly.
Okay, okay, I can get that.
It's
now.
basically to keep the audience in the movie and not take them out of it, like not make them know they're watching.
with
the movie.
like basically taking out useless moments by giving it more, structure, I guess.
Not necessarily useless, more just kind of keeping the feel that you're in that environment.
Okay.
Not that you're in a theater watching it.
Oh,
Yeah. It's,
All right.
It's basically the editor.
okay, cool.
Um,
So, I mean, what are your thoughts? When did you think? it
No, I
changed?
definitely have to agree. That's definitely. I mean, because before that, like you said, the Hollywood industry really controlled everything, and they were making a certain type of film a certain type of way, all the way up to this point with the New Wave, the French New Wave, which we just actually read about, was a bunch of younger filmmakers that didn't like the way that, well, more in France, they were kind of making these films that were based on literature, and this new college-educated group of kids that was graduating coming into the film industry decided they wanted to make their own films their own way. And this was also because they had new technology that allowed them to do this very easily. Like before, you had to have a camera inside a box so that it was soundproof, so that the mic wouldn't hear it. And there was like a big old production just to make a little scene come to life. But now you have these portable cameras that were quiet, and you have mics that were a lot more powerful that could pick up things without hearing the camera. So you can make a lot more stuff very easily. And this started the student type film, I guess. This
Yeah.
is where it really started, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's where jump cuts came in. It just really broke up the form that D.W. Griffith started with continuity editing. Because before that, it was like silent films were more like plays, and then that turned it into
makes
what we know
sense.
of like a movie. And
Yeah.
and then the French New Wave came in and kind of made it more experimental.
And this is post World War II, correct?
Yeah, this is right after.
So would you guys say what changed was it the the after effect of World War II, or is it more like the equality movement of races in America that kind of transcended this whole industry?
a combination.
Yeah, I'm. A lot of it has to do with soldiers coming back and being able to go to college for free.
Okay, the GI Bill.
Yeah, so these soldiers, they come back from World War II, they get educated, they start learning about film and stuff and starting to make their own thing. I don't know if this is as true as in France, because that's where it started.
Yeah,
the new
in
wave.
France, it was mostly like a reaction to seeing American films for the first time in their lives because they'd been under German occupation, the war was going
okay,
on.
yeah,
and
so that's a little
pre
more.
that they had an embargo on foreign films because they
Okay.
wanted to support their local
Industry.
and it was very, I guess, sectioned off.
Yeah.
like each
Very
country was their
isolated.
own film industry.
So these soldiers got like a taste of this French New Wave and brought it over to America, and it kind of made it into their own thing. Is what I'm picking up on, or
No, I was kind of mentioning that
sorry.
the soldiers that came back started to join into the film industry on their own, but that I was kind of off on a different.
okay, no worries.
thing.
I was just clarifying some things.
Yeah, no, this is definitely more because now that we are allowed after World War II to put into perspective, they're allowed to receive films from the U.S. now and start showing them in France, and they're allowed to start sending them to U.S. too. So this kind of creates this, I guess,
Diversity.
trade also off of film. So now we're seeing other like worldly different styles of film, and that's influencing us just like we're influencing them, and it starts to become like a collective. We're growing together, I think, after that point.
Yeah, like the French were imitating the American filmmakers that they saw, and then the Americans were imitating the French filmmakers, imitating the American filmmakers, and
Yeah.
it created whole new styles, and like more people were allowed to go see movies, especially, and this is jumping forward a little bit, the civil rights movement, like different races being allowed to work in the United States, being allowed to have enough money to afford to watch films,
And to be
created a new market. and a new audience for it.
And would you say also, like, minorities being put in the public eye in films kind of played a big part too? It's kind of like, oh, we can do this now too.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. I think film has had a huge impact on America in general.
I can
more
see that.
so than I would say under any other industry. Like,
would you say it
impact-wise.
overtakes music too? I mean,
I think that's kind of part of it.
okay.
A little bit. What I was really I was thinking about something that to go off what Brandon said. As far as like, oh yeah, this is what it, so basically to talk about getting back onto the point where how it started to escalate and now films are very not conservative. Like we were talking, this is more not like politically not conservative, more just non-conservative. Like they're showing certain things now that they wouldn't have back then.
Yeah.
That all leads up to this point where artists are trying to express themselves in different ways. And the audiences are starting to grow with the artists and expecting more and more like gruesome things or like sexually, what would the word be? Like
Explicit or
Yeah.
adventurous in a way.
Yeah, audience are starting to be less conservative as a whole too because
Okay.
they're seeing more. Like one thing leads to another steps. It wasn't this thing where we just went from conservative to all of a sudden explicit.
It
And-
took steps.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
slow.
And it
was a
happens
slow
in
build.
waves too.
Really?
Because after Temple of Doom and the Gremlins came out, that was when we got PG-13.
Oh.
Because before it was PG straight to R. But a lot of movies had violence in them that were PG films. And Temple of Doom had a guy pull out another guy's heart. Gremlins had a gremlin exploding in a microwave. And parents were like, okay, let's...
That's bad. That's weird because I just think that's like, oh, that's pretty some easy stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
But
For
back
us,
in those days, it's like,
yeah.
yo, what's going on? This is nuts.
And that's what I would have to say is probably, in my opinion, the downfall of the moral values in America. For my personal opinion,
Which makes sense.
Christian-wise, religious-wise, everything for me. That's kind of where this whole our morals are not the same as they once were in America.
Would you also say that's the beginning of subliminal messaging in films?
Exorcist.
Yeah.
What's going on there? Fill me in on
The
that.
Exorcist, beginning of subliminal messaging in mainstream film.
Okay.
Where they added like pieces of film cut in of like just a demonic face just for a frame, so you like your brain registers that you saw it, but you didn't see it for long enough to know what you saw.
Oh.
And so that's when you start thinking, oh wow. And also advertising took hold of that because people reacted to it. People noticed it, but they didn't know what they noticed.
Yeah.
Product placement started becoming a thing then.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, this is really interesting. I feel like I'm in film history class.
Yeah, you pretty much are.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of it, and Brandon's taking it already. Michael's in it with me right now, too.
It's the best class I ever took in college. It was
Really?
Yeah.
Was it fun?
Because I love it. Yeah, I think so. It's a lot of work, but I love history and I love movies, and so that like clicked
Boom.
for me.
I've kind of
Pretty interesting.
being around this whole, I would say not film, but just, entertainment industry.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into it. So I respect it. And,
Yeah.
what you guys are learning now and kind of bringing towards me, really, really enlightening, and I appreciate that. It's
Oh,
good,
yeah,
good
for
stuff.
sure, man.
Good stuff.
You got anything for us as far as the music? I know we were talking about this
music-
before the show.
Just for me, I mean, I'm not so much in the Hollywood, but more in the music kind of scene.
I feel you.
Just give a quick background. I grew up listening to, Motown, and then hardcore Metallica, Judas Priest, and then I got my brother's rap. So I'm kind of, in between
feel
it
ya.
all. But, I have to agree with you guys on this one. The music industry is very liberal, and it's crazy because the people who own it, own these major record labels are usually hardcore conservatives. And they're allowing this music to go out with, I'll start off with, NWA's F the Police.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows that. It's an iconic song, but it shook up everything.
Yeah.
It
It changed things.
like you guys said, things were very conservative at a certain point, and then all of a sudden you come out with this song, and it's just a ripple effect after that. The next thing you know, you had other guys coming out with, I don't know, true stories, but the life they were living, and really shook up suburban America.
Yeah.
The blue collar, white people or whatever you want to
Yeah.
say, shook up everything, and from there on, even now you can see it you can hear it, I should say, in the music, with people telling these stories about some things, some I rob, people, steal things, and their moral set just kind of went out the roof. Which because I'm a big rap fan, and I'm all about the storytelling. But when you take the storytelling and start turning into subliminal messages or whatever you want to call it, people start, taking heed to this. They start hearing it and like, oh, this is a real thing. So I guess, I want to become a trapper. I want to sell drugs out the house.
Yeah,
Which
it kind
is
of influences people
a lot
in a big way.
Yeah, I would probably have to say, this generation, I mean, I don't know any stats, but probably per capita has the most drug dealers, per person.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people want to be trappers, trap house. But I mean, that's just a musical point of view. Political, all of them really just. I mean, there's a song "F Donald Trump."
Yeah, it recently came out.
Yeah, and that's point blank how you feel.
Yeah,
and that alone could sway someone from these neighborhoods or any type of neighborhood who's mimics this type of behavior. All of a sudden, you just took out a whole voting base off of one song.
And I think the thing is with that, this will kind of lead into our next point, is that it's going to influence somebody, whether you like it or, I mean,
whether you like it or not.
Here's the deal. I'm not against it influencing people at all. I mean, that's kind of the point, right? That's kind of the point of our media these days in general.
You want to send a message with your art. You don't want to just be like, okay, this is a picture of nothing.
I think my message is more for the audience to not be so influenced and impacted by every little thing you see, to kind of just, F Donald Trump. Okay, F Donald Trump. Yeah. That's me from now on.
Because how many people after the song came out, how many people do you know just said F Donald Trump?
That's it.
Yeah.
And that was their argument.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I mean, okay, you could say that after you tell me a bunch of things why you don't believe in what he believes in, or why you hate him in general, but you have to actually explain these to me. You can't just say F Donald Trump and then walk away. That's your argument.
Because you're just a walking billboard.
Yeah, that has no, I guess, what is no what?
It's no ground to stand on.
Yeah, no ground.
There you go. Yeah,
like,
exactly.
People need to think for themselves.
Exactly.
Is essentially,
which is a problem of this generation
and
with social media.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it's not the artist's fault. It's the people that don't have a strong enough moral backbone, or not moral even, just backbone in general, to not go with everything they hear.
And what their friends hear,
Yeah, I think people need to start. This goes along with our whole show. People need to research this stuff and not just listen to.
Yeah.
If you're just listening to us and getting your opinion just from us,
you're losing.
Yeah, that's not the point.
This whole show is for to enlighten the people who are unenlightened.
Do your own research, draw your own conclusions.
Mm-hmm.
Make up your mind. First of all, you gotta realize, you gotta look at yourself in the mirror and see and come up with some things that you actually believe in for yourself, and then go look on and see what the candidates believe. This goes more to the voting situation. Go look for yourself if they are the same with you on some of these issues.
Agreed. Do your own research. Make your own moral backbone, as Austin called it, which I really liked it.
Yeah. I guess that's the word. That would be a good one.
And no matter what you believe in, stand up for it,
And don't be lukewarm. I mean,
don't be lukewarm.
It talks about this in the Bible. This is not, I mean, this is not a Bible thing either. Don't do anything halfway, In general, you're not going to have success. If you do it to the fullest of your ability, whether you're Christian, whether you're atheist, whatever you are, you're going to have more success if you go all in.
Agreed. My mom always told me growing up, she's like, when it comes to tests or whatever it may be, if you tried 110%, you studied the extra much, you did everything you could, the extra work, and you still don't come out, you can still hold your head up high.
Yeah.
And, that's just from being a good person.
If you went halfway in it, it's you to blame.
Yeah. There's nothing else to say. Oh, that's on me. I have to take this L. But real quick, to end this, I guess, music has played such a big effect on the way people are making their decisions now, that there was literally a movement after this whole F Donald Trump came out by Nipsey Hussle, that people would go and steal political campaign signs from people's yards, which really ticks me off, as I guess not as an American, but someone who understands and respects the process. Yeah, and it's my right. If you're right to go say F Donald Trump or F Hillary, whatever you feel like, that's your right. If you want to hold up a sign in your front yard, you can do this. But once you come on my property and start stealing my stuff and disrespecting my rights, like I walk to school from time to time, and there's this house I pass that has 2 signs on a Donald Trump, or two messages on the Donald Trump sign taped. And it's saying, "Do not steal my property. I don't care if you don't like or respect my views, but respect my rights." And that's nuts, because we're at a point right now where we have to worry about this. Someone comes stealing a sign. On YouTube, there's videos of people booby trapping their Donald Trump signs with electricity. so people don't steal them.
Gosh.
I've seen people on my Snapchat stories do this, steal the signs. And again, this is just something that really ticks me off, because if you don't have respect for the political process, there's no reason why you should even vote, or why you should even say F this person or F that, because clearly you don't understand what's going on. You don't understand the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
I have a pushed around now.
Yeah, you have a new pushed around.
Yeah, it's that, and this whole thing's been a huge process, but it's people aren't respecting each other anymore. Like,
That's true.
What
do you think that's from?
I don't know what it's from. I think it's because we identify ourselves as a thing, and it's become so polarized. We say I'm this, but in reality, we're all conservative, liberal. We're all Americans. We're all humans
Who live on one planet.
and life. And regardless of what you think of like religion or anything, it's such an astronomical miracle that life even
Yes.
exists.
Yeah.
And so
Yes.
for us to even be able to do this, doing what we love here,
Mm-hmm.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
And like Michael and I, we went out and voted the other day, and
Good for you guys.
yeah,
There
but
you go.
I think I even said it that day. Like, it's amazing how like people die for this.
Yeah.
And for us, it was like 10 minutes out of our day. We just drove up to the courthouse and did it.
No
And,
big deal.
Yeah, and people die to do that.
Yeah. Shout out our veterans.
Yeah.
But and
That's
people are just
crazy.
disrespecting the process. And I really like that. You know how you said that. You know, it's people died for that, because I think people really lose the whole scope of things.
Mhm.
They're like, oh, it's a God-given right. You know why it's a God-given right? Because people died for this.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even go that far. I would just say, you know, for their perspective, we all need to get more perspective in life. Just everybody
Yes.
in general. Because if we look at it, to us, it's a piece of paper. All right, we fill it out, we put it in, it changes something we think,
Mhm.
you know. But in general, that piece of paper, to get to this point where we're just allowed to walk over to the courthouse freely in our own car with our own gas, has been like made available to us because people have sacrificed so much. And if at the very least just respect the fact that people have, you know, died for this, that's a big thing. That's
Yeah.
not just a little, you know, people have died in many situations and stuff like that, but people have died for this cause. So I think we need to, even if you don't like the cause, respect it, because it's a big issue to a lot of people, and you don't want to cause problems. I think that's the biggest thing.
Respect the process.
Yeah, and
you know?
respect that somebody else thought about who they're voting for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
you know,
took their
it's like-
time out.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I know we didn't vote for the same people. Like, I know, like, on the ticket, there's no two, like, that we might have voted for the same person, but there's no, like,
Yeah.
it's not the same, and that's fine, because that's just us voicing what we
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, exactly.
The process.
Yep.
It's true. I mean,
I love processes.
yeah.
I really do. That's why it kind of gets me ticked off in the whole situation, because like
Yeah.
all we have to do in life, and regardless, just respect the process.
You know, I'd have to say that with this respect thing that we were talking about, I was kind of thinking about it. I was like, where does this disrespect come from? And mostly in our generation. And, you know, I think I'd have to link it back to the social media.
There's no
And
other. There's no
Trolling
other one.
has a big impact on this.
Ooh.
Because
That's true.
you can hide behind your computer screen and say whatever you want. It may be funny to you. And it may be just, it's harmless, really.
Yeah.
I mean, besides feelings and stuff like that.
Turn off your computer.
Yeah, it's harmless until it gets to the real life, and people are starting to take that harmless act. I mean, it's not harmless mentally for some people. I mean,
Weak.
some people have thick skin. For me, if you said something bad about me on the internet, I do not care. All right, you're on the internet. But if people are starting to take that from the internet into the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And like if somebody came up to me and said that same thing to me in the streets, we'd have a problem. All right, because that's disrespectful to me in
the streets.
real person.
The streets of Austin Patterson, Rio Rancho.
Yeah.
Things get real.
But I think that's where this disrespect comes from in
Yeah.
the first place. People are getting more and more comfortable saying rude and just disrespectful things in general outside of their computer, outside of their protective space.
You,
You go. No, you go. You
All
go.
right.
You're the guest, man.
you see something that you don't like on Facebook.
Yeah.
Just like anything.
Mhm.
Just someone posted a picture, said something that you completely disagreed with. You go past it.
Yeah.
You go look at it again. You seethe for hours. You take that with you when you're driving. You're like, oh God, I can't.
I've done
can't
this. I'm
believe-
guilty of this.
We all are.
Today.
Yeah.
You always say to yourself, like, I'm going to put down my phone for, a little bit, but it's just impossible. Next thing you know, you get a text message, and then you're on Facebook for an hour and a half.
I'll tell
Where'd
you-
time go?
I'll tell you one thing, word of advice from Austin Patterson. Never get into a political argument on Facebook with somebody that you don't know.
Oh.
Oh.
I've seen this
Oh my
multiple
gosh.
times with multiple people.
Yeah, I've gotten into a couple arguments. It started out with somebody that I knew, and we talked very politically, very respectfully of each other's opinions. Maybe it started out like you're dumb or something, and then we start getting into more conversation. But I know the guy, so it's all good. But then this other person, maybe his friend or whatever, starts to comment on me and starts bad-mouthing me, and I'm like, oh, dude, now I have to freaking talk to this guy about why I believe this certain thing. And it turns into like a 3-week conversation.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, so my advice is I don't comment on anything political anymore.
can't.
I maybe share one thing or once in a while, and people commenting on it like against me, but you know what? I'm sorry, I can't argue with you because I've had too many issues.
Agreed.
I've tried to gain a lot of followers on Facebook, like by friending people. I don't gain followers. I just go friend them, and they friend me back.
Friend.
If you want a quick tip on to gain an audience, go friend every single person that you can. I think I'm at like 4,600.
Are you
friends
really?
right now?
There's a limit, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to.
Oh, wow, all right.
Yeah.
Wow. Awesome.
I just think
Patterson.
it'd be cool if somebody's like, you can't friend this guy anymore because there's a limit. They'd be like, oh, this guy's cool.
I think it's time, for a quick commercial for our sponsors and, mostly I Am New Productions.
Yeah, and the O Sports Show now.
Oh, sports.
Oh, actually, we got a couple.
We got a couple now.
Yeah, so here's I Am New Productions for you.
Yeah. Take it away, Mike.
My preference. It's money. It's money.
From the channel that brought you Greyhound Sing, Tied Up Improv, and Sad Squad. Coming this winter,
Not me, I'm taking out the
hilarious sketches,
If he does not pay me, bad things will happen to you. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to say the last words.
movies, special effects, and tutorials.
Can I have my hat back? Can you have? It's right there. Out of all the things that you could want. To your left. Why not? The orange one. Yeah, I can see it.
I Am New Productions. Subscribe on YouTube.
All right. Well, that was our commercial for I Am New Productions.
Check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's a cool
So,
thing.
subscribe on YouTube. Right now, we're not doing a whole lot as far as sketches wise. We want to get a lot of sketches next semester, more than we ever have had. We're planning a bunch. It's gonna be funny.
Tune in.
Hopefully you like it. Right now, it's all just like football hype stuff, so that's pretty cool too.
Which the videos are, can I say?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, badass. This
This
man
Censorship.
This man is doing his thing on the hype videos. We get pretty, livid when they come on. So good stuff, Austin.
Livid, is that
Livid, yeah.
like angry?
No, livid. I mean, it can be.
Is that another word?
I don't know. We get live.
You get hyped for the hype?
We get hypey, hypey. But
I
yeah,
appreciate it, man.
keep doing it. You can watch them every day,
Cool.
every time before a game. But we have some other sponsors and some shout outs we'd like to give out.
Yes, check out the guys over on the O Sports Show. They deliver sports news as well as their own twists and on hot topics and takes. Check them out on Instagram and Twitter at O Sports Show and on Facebook at facebook.com/O Sports Show. Find all of their shows on their website, osportshow.com. And listen, guys, these guys are really cool. They're pretty cool guys.
Yeah. Local kids, great job.
Local kids in Albuquerque.
That's for us.
Yeah, they're a bunch of cool guys. One of them's actually on the UNM football team.
Shout out Norteños.
Steven Still. But yeah, Scott Ostrowski is the guy that runs that. Go follow him on Facebook too. Great guys, all of them.
Yeah, they're doing great things out there. Keep it up
Yeah.
and tune in for
Great.
them. And
Yeah.
our other ones. What we got? Another one.
I think actually they're recording tonight or tomorrow or something
Oh.
like that. So you guys go to check them out. They're going to be having one up soon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you
the
can.
next
Yeah,
couple days.
yeah, definitely.
Another thing we have going on is on October 28th in Buchanan Hall, the ENMU Film Club is hosting the 4th annual Fear Fest. This is an event where filmmakers in the area come to show their films in order to compete for first, second, and third place among their peers. Come join us this week, the weekend before Halloween, to see all of the thrilling short films at ENMU. And this is going to be pretty cool because Michael has a film in it. Brandon has a film in it. Would you guys like to plug your film in real quick?
The 100 Voices of Harry Hoffman on YouTube at Carter Cinemas soon.
Oh, nice. I saw one today. It was on your channel. What was that? Sure. It was the little kid.
Oh yeah, my cousin.
Your
My
cousin?
7-year-old cousin made a movie.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it.
I'm really proud of him. He's good. He's really good.
I loved the behind the scenes on that. It was so funny. It was awesome. Michael, what about your film, man?
Mine's just called Hiccup, and
You've been working hard on that one, huh?
yeah, it's finally done. Some pretty cool special effects in that one.
Yeah, you guys used the green screen on it and did some pretty extensive work, but it turned out really easy, huh? For you. I mean, it's not easy for the public. Don't get that in your mind at all.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be a lot tougher, but it somehow just worked out for us.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. I'm excited to see both of them. I'm really excited. I worked on...
You should be.
Yeah. I edited Devin's film, and that one's... and you filmed that one, actually. You were the
love that one.
DP. Did you
Yes.
watch it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was the editor on that one. I think it turned out pretty good. We'll see.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites from this year.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Devin also is the guy that works with us on I Am New production stuff all the time. Great guy. Go follow him. Devin Miles, Facebook. I just plugged you in, Devin. Yes.
Plug.
I don't know if you're listening or not, but...
Well, let's finish up what we have on the plate with the meat, huh? How about?
Oh, yes. So today, this is one of the things that I actually originally thought of whenever we were talking about Hollywood for the day. I think it's very hypocritical when... I'm not going to say Hollywood. I'm going to say, in general, a lot of liberals... I'm not going to say liberals like that. A lot of... Huh?
Celebrities?
Yeah, because I don't want to say liberals. That's not the point. It's more like... What would you say? The people that are against the 1%, because it's not all liberals. It's a lot of different individuals, both conservative and liberals.
The 99%, the 99.
Yeah, well, the
supposedly.
people that claim they're
Yeah.
the 99%.
I'm like you.
Yeah, and I think it's ridiculous when Hollywood actors are against the 1% because they're in the 1%
Yeah.
a lot of times. Not all of them. You know.
Well, I think you brought up something that said,
So I have
explains
some,
it.
I have some facts. In the U.S., you are in the top 20% if you make $100,000 a year.
Or more.
Yeah. You're in the 20% in America. Now, that's still like the 1% of the world because America in general is just the richest country. And like, what is it? Like if you make $20,000, you're in the top 1% of the world or something. It's ridiculously low
I don't know.
for the world. But anyways, that's getting off topic. $100,000, you're in the top 20%.
What about the 10? What's the next level?
10% is not much more. Surprisingly, only $148,000 to be in the top 10%.
I feel like
And I feel like we all know somebody that's in that bracket.
Yeah. Oh,
Easily.
yeah.
It seems like a very low number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
It's very
expecting
doable.
like a meal by this point.
Yeah, you get like, what is it, physical therapists. Anybody that has gone to college and has a job usually makes over $100,000. Well,
Usually.
sometime, most of the
Yeah.
time, I guess. Cause,
We'll
you
have to
know,
look some stats on that one.
yeah.
But
it's a little sketchy there. This is the one that surprised me. The top 1%, to be considered a 1%er, you have to make $521,000 a year. That's
not
before
bad.
taxes.
that's not bad.
Now, put that into perspective. If you make anything over $500,000, you automatically get taxed 30%
That's ridiculous.
or more. So you're automatically going down back to the 5%, 10% going into that real easily. I just think it's ridiculous how some Hollywood people claim that they're against the 1%. And I mean, I get the point that it's more CEO based and they're against the big corporations, but it's the 1% people that are mad at the 1% people.
Biting the hand that feeds them in a way.
Yeah, and I think it's okay to be. I'm totally for all the 1%ers. If you made that money, you earned that money, you keep that money. I'm totally for it. I don't think they should be taxed anymore because they'll stay here. Also, taxes has a big thing. We could get into a whole nother thing on this. Taxes is why corporations are leaving in the first place, and I don't think that's explained much. If we go into it, you already get taxed more, not percent like. So, all right, let's put this in perspective. If everybody gets taxed 10%, let's say that, the millionaires are going to be taxed, what is it, $100,000? 10% of a million is what? 100,000, 10,000?
I got a C in math.
Yeah, I'm not very good at math. Anyways, they're getting taxed a lot of money. That's a lot of money that they have to give to the government. And then the people that make $10 pay $1 to the government in taxes. So for me, they're already being taxed more in general. It's just relative in that case. But so a lot of the Hollywood people are pushing for the 1%ers to be taxed even more. So like if you make $10, you're taxed 10%, you give $1. If you make $1 million, you're taxed. Some even go as crazy to say 99% percent of what you make you'd give to the government, which would leave you still with $100,000 or something like that, or $10,000. But the point is, I don't believe in taxing at all. Well, I do in some
Properly,
but
not percentages. Which
not
I
percentage.
Think is,
yeah, because taxes drive people crazy, and that drives people to leave.
we left the whole country because of taxes.
If we don't remember, the original reason why the United States is a country is because of taxes.
A bunch of men said, "Nah, I don't want to pay no taxes on tea
and that's
or
why our
tobacco."
country is great, because we don't have a lot of taxes technically compared to other countries, right? So,
I would like to say opposite.
I feel like I'm the only one talking here.
Yeah,
Everybody chime in on this.
Oh, what I was gonna say, just kind of talking about your celebrities on like, how much they make. Roughly, I believe what we're looking at right now, Robert Downey Jr. makes $75 million. That's ridiculous.
That's like the 0.1%.
like the 0.0001.
Now, based on what he's voting for, that doesn't really matter to me.
No, that's his personal choice, but still, you know what I'm saying?
The reason that he's voting for, like whoever he's voting for, cannot be because he wants to tax the one percenters more. And he has to realize that when he's voting. That's one of the things you got to take into account. You're voting based on what you want in general, and I think a lot of people are missing the point.
Yeah.
I kind of got off the train of thought.
But no, I think this is a good point where we can start bringing in what the video we watched, or the quote we all kind of read earlier today from Mike Rowe. It's not so much that people shouldn't be allowed to vote. It's that there's people out there who don't know what's going on, who are uneducated, and who really shouldn't be allowed to vote. So why should celebrities go out there and say, please vote? Because not everyone, you are granted the right, don't get me wrong, to vote. But not everyone, I don't want to say capable, but...
The way he kind of phrased it, and as a liberal, I'm very gun shy as well. But
like
the way he talks about everybody shouldn't go out and buy an AK-47 because not everybody's trained. I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that makes total sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah, not everybody is prepared or educated enough to vote.
They base their views off of a rap song or of a
Yeah,
movie.
going back to exactly what we were talking about earlier.
And this is what I think. I loved his point is that just because I'm a celebrity doesn't mean I should use my influence in almost a negative way. I that's what I kind of felt from that is, I just because I'm a celebrity, you shouldn't have to.
I would be totally fine with a celebrity saying who to vote for and why. But I kind of am against any celebrity saying who not to vote for.
Agreed.
And why. I think we got to start dealing with more positive things in life in general here in the United States than negative. And if you're just bashing somebody instead of applauding another person, I think that's worse. I think that's not.
But do you think that's a form of censorship? Just kind of curious.
What? Oh,
not allowing them.
No, I don't think they shouldn't not be allowed. Like there shouldn't be censorship there. But they
different platforms.
It's more of a respect thing.
Okay.
In that,
I can dig that.
I guess.
What are your thoughts?
They're allowed to do it, but maybe they're using their power in a negative way.
Okay.
Like I'm totally stand for something.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
that's
agreed, 100%.
Yeah.
And stand by what you stand by.
Yeah.
Which that seems like a no-brainer, but yeah, just stand up for what you believe and hold true to that.
Yeah, don't look at social media for ideas and thoughts, huh?
Yeah.
Especially Facebook.
I think we could lead this basically into, it's better to applaud somebody than it is to take somebody down.
Agreed.
And I think that's what we all need to learn here in this country is, stop bashing people. Stop saying F you, Donald Trump, and say, we love you, Hillary, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean,
and tell us why.
That's also an artist thing, so that's totally out of context. That's not what I was trying to say. Don't censor that guy for saying.
Oh no, that's what I was asking because I was like,
Yeah.
oh well, hold on. You were talking about censorship. You're not allowed, but yeah, no, that
it's not
explains a lot.
censorship, Yeah,
and on their personal platforms too. Whether that's social media or their events they have or whatever. If they want to do that, go ahead.
Think
I'm
for
all
yourselves.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's go with
this is our next thing.
Yeah, this is about the next time for movie reviews / sports updates.
Yeah, so today for this episode we have a movie review.
Quick one.
Movie review.
Quick one.
I'm gonna do a review, I guess, on my own.
Okay.
Take. But Brandon and Michael have seen a movie recently. Why don't you guys tell us about that movie?
We talking the Hateful Eight?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
What did you think? What did you think of the movie?
I love it.
Yeah.
And more than that, I think it's a really interesting experiment in a type of film in a way to. I think it was kind of a weird forecast for this year.
Really?
In a way.
Really?
Yeah. because it's two opposing sides, unsure of each other. They don't like each other. Death, just like their mistrust of each other led to the destruction of that entire cabin.
Really?
Okay.
Just spoil the film.
Spoilers.
Tarantino film,
And yet,
so.
the black general
Oh.
and the
Don't give the movie away.
okay. Oh, you all right? Yeah. By the end of it, two people who have opposing views at the very beginning, drastically opposing views, down to like Civil War stuff.
Yeah.
By the end of it, they're on the same team in a way, and they can appreciate each other for who they are
Yeah.
as individuals.
I could see that definitely.
I feel like we need to have that happen in America.
Also, the way Quentin Tarantino uses violence is in all of his movies, but especially this one, is super interesting.
It's very artistic, I like to say. You know, it's
Mike-
just the way
It's
he does it.
beautiful.
Michael was talking about Tarantino. Why do you like him so much?
Yeah.
Michael?
What influences you on that?
Well, I don't really know exactly what it is, and I think that's what it is.
Oh,
I don't know why
got
I
you.
like him, but
Yeah.
I just I'm so captivated by all of his films.
You just don't know what to expect, right? I mean,
I mean, I expect violence. But
Yeah.
that's a great thing. I can dig that all day.
Yeah.
What did you like about the movie, Michael?
Second half. It's a
Yeah.
it's a really slow build up, but
Very.
when things start going down, they go down.
Oh,
Samuel Jackson is
I
hilarious.
feel like I
in that
need to see
movie.
this movie now based on your guys' reviews.
The way Tarantino uses violence in his films, and especially in this one, is he is brutal. But and people complain about the violence in his films constantly, but the way he uses violence is, I think, the most appropriate way to use violence. Is
Really?
he makes the characters a person, an individual, someone
Yeah.
that you care about, regardless of which side they're on. If they're a good person or a bad
Yeah.
person, you care about that person now, and then he kills them in the most brutal way, and you feel it. He did that in. Am I allowed to say Inglourious Basterds?
Oh yeah, well it's
Yeah.
a movie.
He
Yeah.
did that in
About to bring
Glorious.
that up, yeah.
He did that in Glorious Bastards with the Nazis. Every single Nazi that's killed in the film, including Hitler, is humanized in some way. The
Really?
Frederick Zoller, that character, he is a patriot to his country. Mm-hmm. They make a movie about him, and he's proud, and he's kind of ashamed of the lives he's taken. It's taken a toll on him, and then he's brutally killed.
You know what that reminds me of?
Dang.
That whole that movie they make is
American
Sniper. American Sniper. Or
No,
was
no,
it?
it was I forget what it was.
Yeah, but it was about the American sniper named Chris Kyle.
Oh, yeah, that was what it was called.
Yeah.
American Sniper. Yeah.
Yeah, American Sniper. Yeah, and you know that's where I saw a quick meme just saying like, is it propaganda or what was it? But I just I found that interesting because it's like they made the same movie we did, except we won the war and they lost.
Yeah,
Back
and
to back world champs.
Hitler decides to go to the premiere of that film because he wants to respect that soldier.
Yep.
Because
Wow.
he did so much for their cause, the Nazis' cause. But he did that. And then the Americans in that film, though we're rooting for them and like praising them the whole time, kind of the way the Nazis were for him in that movie,
Yeah.
when they just brutally go in, it's still fun. And
Yeah.
So much,
but at the same time, there's a darkness to it. And he did the same thing in The Hateful Eight. He humanized the characters.
every single.
I
one
think
of
it kind of
Yeah.
brings more perspective too on just
Yeah.
life in general when you see that kind of stuff.
I think that's the most appropriate way to use violence.
definitely. I would have to agree totally on that one.
What about your quick little review? We're running out of time here, Austin. But let's hear it.
I kind of forgot what movie I was gonna review. I haven't seen movies in a long time. I was gonna do one in the theaters, but
Okay.
Walking Dead. Walking Dead. Holy cow! Season 6, crazy ending. Go watch it. That's all I have to say.
All right. Well, we're going to do a quick version of sports today since we're running out of time. Just some big games in the NFL that happened this weekend. Upset with the Redskins beating the Eagles 27-20. Shout out Russ Montoya. The Bills beat the 49ers 45-6. Chargers upset the Broncos 21-13. And tonight's game, the Jets versus the Cardinals. Check that out. That's it for sports. Oh, we have a game, or we don't have a game. MLB playoffs have a game. It's going to be Cleveland versus Toronto.
All
Check that
right,
out.
cool. Well, we are wrapping up the show here very quickly. Go follow us on Twitter.
Please.
The Pit is going to be on all the social medias. Twitter, _Pit_radio. Instagram, Pit_radio. Facebook, Facebook.com/The Pit Show. Go follow us on all of these. Give us a like.
Please.
Comment. We love comments.
And go like our other plugs that we put in. Our boy Brandon over here. And
Yeah,
his
yeah.
Carter Cinema.
Carter Cinema. Say that one more time. Yeah. And again, thank you for everyone. And thank you for Brandon for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Thanks for having me. It was great.
Oh, yeah. Hope to have you back again. And you now tuning in and leaving the pit.